Hi, I'm Isabelle.
And I'm Ivan, and this is DIY Detail. In our continuing series of teaching a teenager how to detail, we're going to teach Isabelle how to apply a ceramic coating. Now, before we apply a ceramic coating, what do we do to the car?
We have to panel prep it.
Right, but before that, we washed it, we decontaminated, we polished. Those are all in previous videos, but now the panel prep. I've got two different towels in my hands, and I have a ceramic coating. And I'm wrong. I need the panel prep, not the ceramic coating. So the panel prep will fly in from the outside here. As the coating goes away, there we go. Now we have the panel prep.
Okay. Why do we have two different towels?
Well, we want to differentiate which one we're applying the panel prep with and which one we're taking the panel prep away with.
Okay.
So with panel prep, we don't want to start just spraying on the car and wiping it around, because then all we're doing is the grease and the oils and the waxes that could be on the surface, we're just smearing them around doing nothing. So what we want to do is take one of the towels, it doesn't matter which one, but these are short nap pearl weave towel. You open the sprayer, it goes much better when you do that. Spray liberally on the towel, and then we take our panel prep, we apply it to the surface, and then while it's still wet, you don't want it to dry, you wipe it off. What you're doing now is you're floating those oils, waxes, and greases to the surface, and once they're at the surface, you're taking them away.
Okay.
But if we just put it on there, smear it around, let it dry, it's not going to do a good job. It's not doing what we want it to do. And the two different colors, again, it's just so you can see that, yeah, this is the wet one, that's the dry one.
Yeah.
Eliminates a bit of confusion.
So why do we have to add panel prep to the windows?
To the windows, because we're going to be coating the windows as well.
Okay.
So there, I've got half the door done. You can dry half the door. So we polished the windows when we were polishing the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
We decontaminated them with the decontamination towel when we did that, when we did the cleaning. So we're going to coat the windows as well. That way the customer, when they're driving in the rain, they can see better. So when your parents are driving in the rain, do they use their wipers?
Yes, they do.
Okay, even though their windows are coated?
Yeah.
Okay. No, but you notice how the beads go away when they're driving a little faster?
Yes.
I know in town you still need the wipers, but on the highway they can actually drive without the wipers sometimes.
Because
And the more,
they're going so fast.
right, and the more it rains, actually the better it works. But also in our case, for the future, on the side windows, I make them easier to clean, easier to maintain, and it looks better too.
Yes, it does.
So let me start at the front of the door, and then I'll work my way back, and then you can just follow.
Okay.
There we go. I'll do that last little part here. That side. Perfect. Our panel prep is done.
Yes.
It's clean. It's ready to coat. We have our gloves on. Gloves are very important because we don't want coating on our skin. And the gloves are very important when we did the panel prep as well.
Why?
Because you don't want your greasy little fingers touching the paint.
Gotcha.
So imagine having a pizza for lunch, which you didn't have pizza for lunch, but imagine having pizza for lunch. You have that sort of greasy residue on your fingers. You're trying to wipe it off the paint, but you're putting more on with your fingers. So we have our 3-year graphene coating. That's what this customer wanted on the Jeep.
Okay.
So first thing with the graphene coating, shake, shake, shake.
Okay. Why do you shake it?
The graphene oxide, or reduced graphene oxide that's in it, there's actually too much in the bottle. So it always settles to the bottom.
Okay.
We want to shake it, we want to disperse it within.
So it just separates?
Yes.
Okay.
Some of it stays in suspension, some of it falls to the bottom of the bottle. We just want to agitate it, make sure it's there.
Okay.
Now again, we have 2 color towels. Same reason as the panel prep, we want to differentiate. And the mint colored towel is a very low nap, which means a very thin towel. And it's a pearl weave. So it's a towel that's actually not absorbent. We don't want the towel to absorb the coating. We want the towel to spread it out a little more.
Okay.
So the leveling aspect. Now we're actually going to start on this window because this will allow you to see what's happening.
Okay.
So I'll give you these 2 towels. And this is our coating applicator. So it's a foam applicator, very simple to use, and it holds on to you. So you don't have to hold on to it. It's not falling anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Then the first panel we do, this is dry. We need to put a little more on than we normally would. And that little more, we'll put 10 or 12 drops.
Okay.
Always put the lid back on.
What would happen if you had the lid off?
Well, if you drop it, you're going to be coating the floor.
That's true.
Yeah. We don't want to coat the floor because it makes it slippery and it's not fun. So we take this, and then we box in where we want to go.
Why do you have to box in?
That way you're sure that you're getting all those corners and edges properly.
Okay.
And then from there, we're going to go in a circular motion and fill in the center.
Can you go in an up and down motion?
You can go up and down. You can make triangles, waves, whatever you want, as long as you're getting the coating everywhere.
Okay.
Now, you'll notice that I've actually put way too much on the applicator. And normally, when we're doing a car, I'll start with the hood, but for the video purposes, we're not using the hood. And you'll see that it's starting in some areas to look like an oil slick on water. And then when most of it starts going clear, and it's actually a little faster on windows than it is on paint, you want to level it with the first towel. Now I'm going to give you a little trick. When you're leveling a coating, you want to test how long it is. And if you wipe too soon, you're actually removing coating. Like we said, we don't want to remove coating. We just want to level the high spots. And high spots are an excessive amount of coating in one spot.
Okay.
When you're doing this, you want to take your towel, go across, and stop. Now, see how we see the weave of the towel there?
Yeah.
You see all the little dots? That means we're moving liquid around.
Okay.
We don't want to be moving liquid around. So we have to wait a few more seconds.
Okay.
And right now in the shop, it's a nice comfortable temperature. It's not too humid, meaning the coating's going to take a little longer to cure.
Okay.
So I did the stripe there. I'll come down here, do it again. And do you see the weave of the towel now? No. That means we're at the right point to do this.
Okay.
So we take our towel. Again, we're going to box in and then fill in the center. And then the towel you have is what I like to call an insurance towel, because I should have leveled all the coating with this towel. There might be just a little extra left over, and that's where that towel comes in.
Do I have to like do in circles or just go box?
Whatever you'd like. Basically, and you're making sure that there's no excessive coating there, no high spots, and that the surface is nice and clean. You felt how smooth it was.
Yes.
So feel how slippery that one is with the towel. And then try the front window.
That's grabby.
Yeah.
That's good.
So now that we've primed our pad, we're ready to coat the vehicle.
Okay.
And we did the test spot here just so you could see, because on the white, we're not going to see. Do you know what methodical means?
Yes, being precise, like getting everything.
Exactly. Perfect. So we need to be very methodical, especially on white paint, because if we're not methodical, we can miss a spot. If we miss a spot, customer's going to come back and go, water is beading everywhere except for there. Yeah. So now that the pad is primed, I don't want to put a lot of coating on. Just a couple drops.
Okay.
We don't need a lot. I'm going to do this door and you're going to level it, and then you'll apply to that door and I'll level it.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll give you the leveling towel here.
Okay.
So since I know I have a bit too much on my panel, I'm just going to spread it on my applicator first, and then I'm going to box it in. So I'm going to go around the window frame here, making sure I'm getting all of this around the hinge. And the hinge itself, getting all of that. And then the door. Under here. Now I can fill in the center.
Okay.
And if the applicator starts feeling grabby a little bit, just add one more drop.
Okay.
You don't need a lot. This bottle should do 2 Jeeps.
No.
And more is actually not better.
It's because less can spread everywhere.
Exactly. You can spread it easier, and if you have too much, you can actually have high spots creep back on you. So you've leveled the coating, it looks great, you think you're done, and then a day or so later, through evaporation and curing of the coating, now you end up with a high spot because you had a section that just had a little too much.
Okay.
Off you go. Now on a white vehicle, it's very difficult to see high spots, to follow them. So that's where, again, being methodical is very important.
Okay.
Then you do your insurance wipe. Now, I don't know if you can see it. If you come here, this little corner here, you actually missed it. So you see how you have that rainbow effect there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. It's nice and slick, glossy. It's the way it should be. So let's trade tools. You get the applicator and the bottle. So just 1 or 2 drops. Yep, excellent. And you got just a drip down the side of the bottle here. We'll just put it in the applicator. Not a problem. There you go. So your hands are a little smaller than mine. So you just want to spread your fingers a little bit. And no pressure on the applicator. Because if you put pressure, it's going to be a little difficult to control. Now, do just the paint. We'll leave the mirror and the window for after.
Okay. I think I need more on here
Yep.
because it keeps
Maybe another drop or 2. There you go. Yeah, so you're putting just a little too much pressure on the applicator. You just want to glide it across the surface. Now, you're doing straight lines, and I don't know, you can maybe see it here, but you missed a whole little line about 1 inch tall. So that's where doing circles gives you a bit of an advantage.
Okay.
And every time you stop is an opportunity to have a high spot, but when you're doing circles, you actually never stop. You can start at one corner of the panel just doing circles and eventually get all the way around the panel without ever stopping.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, right down there and just under the hinge there. Yep, very good. So we'll let it dwell for a second or 2. I'll give you the bottle back. And I'm going to level it. Let's see where we're at. Oh, that is nice and slick, isn't it? And I noticed when you're putting it on here, you overlapped onto here, which is great. You want to overlap from one panel to the next.
Why do you have to do that?
Because you want to make sure that you're getting the coating all the way in here.
Oh, okay.
And when you're wiping off, you also want to overlap. That way, you're sure that you're getting all those potential high spots.
Okay.
Because high spots occur, especially like around the mirror and around this area here. We have a lot of things going on in different angles and stuff. That's where you can get high spots.
Okay.
So from a teenager's perspective, is applying a ceramic coating difficult?
No, it's not.
Have you ever applied a wax?
No.
No? Okay.
So,
Too young for a wax. But a wax actually is more work to apply than a coating is.
what's a wax?
So a wax is a old school product that we used to use to protect vehicles. And there's still a lot of waxes out today because waxes leave sort of a different look to paint. And waxes fill. So we polish the scratches away. A wax would have filled them and make them look good. But a wax only lasts a couple months. So it's something you have to do frequently. Whereas a coating, it'll last at least 3 years. So any other questions?
No, there's no.
Excellent. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, leave them below and we might see Isabelle again. And if you want to find out where Isabelle is, you can find her on EC Detail. It's on her dad's channel once in a while. You can check it out at EC Details, just like on her shirt. See you in the next one.